Welcome back to our new session of our structure of atom. In the previous session, we were discussing about, in previous two sessions, we were discussing about the structure of atom which has been proposed by Erwin Schrödinger, that is quantum mechanical model. In that discussion, we have discussed about the principal quantum number, which is giving the reference to the main shell and referred by n is equal to 1. Denoted by n is equal to 1, and angular momentum quantum number we are talking, which is referred by L. It is giving the information about the subshells. And the last session we were discussing about magnetic quantum number. Okay, that's a very important magnetic quantum number. It gives the information, magnetic quantum number gives the information about how the subshells are getting oriented, or how many orientations, how many ways a subshell is getting oriented or occupying the space of the atom is what is our last session discussion. Okay, that's like a small recap. That's what if you go with a small recap which is helping to understand our next segment, that is spin quantum. See, K shell I have n is equal to 1. K shell n is equal to 1. I have one subshell L is equal to 0. For this one subshell, I have ml is equal to 0. Minus L to plus L 1 0, that is ml will be 0. How it is being denoted? Yes. This is yes. This is yes. This is yes. Of course, this is also. If it is yes, it is also yes. We are talking about. Now L is equal to 2. N is equal to L shell. N is equal to 2. We have two subshells. L is equal to 0. As a subshell. L is equal to. This is L is equal to 0. Yes. L is equal to 1, that is P. How many ways they get oriented? ml is equal to 0, that is again yes, that's what we have discussed. That is minus L to plus L, that is my ml values is ranging from minus 1, 0, plus 1. That means they can be oriented in three ways, that is Px, Py and Pz. These three orientations are of dumbbell shape, x axis, y axis and z axis. That's what we have discussed in the last session. Now L value is equal, n is n is equal to 3, n is equal to 3, L is equal to 0, that is yes. Again ml will be 0, that is yes, because ml value is from minus L to plus L. Okay. Again L is equal to 1, that is P. ml will be minus 0, minus 1, minus L to plus L, minus 1 to minus 1, 0, 1. For this one, if I talk third one, we have L is equal to 2, it is D subshell. As D has ml values, 5 ml values will get. Okay, that is 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. Okay, that is minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. These are the ml values as they get oriented in dx, dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square, dz square. That is what our yesterday's discussion is. For n shell, n is equal to 4, we have L is equal to 0, that is yes. We have one ml value, that is ml is equal to 0. It is also can be represented as, we can represent in a box also to get proper notation. This is this is yes. For this ml value is equal to 0. L is equal to 1. If L is equal to 1, P shell, ml values will be 3 ml values, minus 1, 0, plus 1. This is dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square. This is dz square. This is px, py, pz. For L is equal to 2, that is d. There will be 5 orientation, minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. Again for this fourth, as n is equal to 4, we have L is equal to 3. L is equal to 3, that is F. L is equal to 3, it is F subshell. As it is F subshell, it will consist of 7 ways they can be oriented actually, but the remaining space, as there is no particular shape, the remaining space is considered as, the remaining space in the atom should be considered as, in that region of a n shell is considered as F. Where that is minus 1, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. 7 orientations are there. This is what is a glance review of yesterday's session. Today Today we are going to take about the spin quantum number. That is ms, cap small m subscript s. Already we have discovered that atom is in the shape of a sphere, positive charge is located at the center. One example I am going to take where this region K shell representation I am going to show you to understand what is the spin quantum. At this point in the K shell, I can have in K shell I can have 2 electrons, because already we have the formula. Number of electrons in a shell. Number of electrons in a shell is equal to 2n square. By using this formula, we have learned in 9th class already. 2n square. If you take the help of K shell, for example, K shell n value is equal to 1. So 2 into 1 square, that is equal to 2 into 1 square is 1. That is number of electrons in K shell. In K shells are 2. That means if I take this region as K shell, how many electrons can be there in K shell? How many electrons can be there in K shell? 2 electrons can be there in the K shell. Okay, that means in this region, this R is considered a K. That means K shell has one subshell S. K shell has one subshell S. In this one subshell is oriented in the form has one magnetic quantum number, ml is equal to 0. That means it is in the shape of a sphere. That means that sphere region, this spherical region, K shell, S subshell, in that S subshell we have one orientation in the form of a sphere. In that orientation there is a chance of having 2 electrons. How many electrons can be there? 2 electrons can be there in this region. That is electron 1 and electron 2, for example. Try to understand this carefully. Okay, K shell we have, for example, K shell, we have S subshell. In this S subshell we have one orientation. In this one orientation, how many electrons can be filled? We can fill 2 electrons, because K shell can possess 2 electrons. That means this orientation can occupy 2 electrons. Electron 1 and electron 2. These 2 electrons. And how to represent that electrons here is one electron is like this, one electron is like this. This two notation. This is the notation where it is used to define or which is used to represent the electrons which are revolving in a respective orbital. Okay, this orbital contains 2 electrons. Now in this region of K shell, of S subshell, and as the spherical orientation, the number of electrons, maximum number of electrons are 2 handled by K. 2 electrons will be present here. They will spin in 2 ways. The electrons have the spin in 2 ways. If the electron is spinning in a clockwise direction, okay, the electron is spinning while it is revolving around the nucleus, it spins. It is going to spin itself around itself. Okay, the spin, if it is in a clockwise direction, if spin is a clockwise direction, that is noted by plus half. If the spin of the electron while it is revolving around the nucleus in that region, if it is spinning in a clockwise direction, that is denoted by plus half. If it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, reverse of the clock, clockwise will be like this, no, clock will rotate like this. So if it is spinning in a clockwise direction, that is represented by plus half. If the electron is spinning in an anti-clockwise direction, it is represented by minus half. That means in K shell representation of that, K shell n is equal to 1, we have S subshell, 1 subshell, we have one magnetic quantum number, ml is equal to 0. That means S subshell is in the form of a sphere. In that form of a sphere, K shell, S subshell can possess 2 electrons. S subshell can possess 2 electrons. That means as they are possessing 2 electrons, there is a possibility of having 2 spins. 2 spin in 2 ways they can rotate. Okay, and if it is spinning in clockwise direction, it is plus half. In anti-clockwise direction, it is minus half. That means this is plus half and this is minus half. Simple. A quantum number is assigned to an electron based on its spin. Is a spin quantum number. If electron is revolving in a clockwise direction, it is a plus half spin. If it is revolving in anti-clockwise direction, it is a minus half. Simple. Okay. Every orientation, not only S, every orientation. Suppose if this is 2s, if I take 2s, how many electrons I can fill? S orbital can have only Mn is equal to 0, only one orientation we can fill. In one orientation we can fill only 2 electrons. In one orientation we can fill 2 electrons. Keep in mind. Okay, are you able to follow? One orientation in one representation of the orbital, we can fill only 2 electrons, maximum 2 electrons we can fill. In px how many I can fill? 2. Px I can fill 2. In this px I can fill 2. Py I can fill 2. Pz also I can fill 2. So in total p I can fill 6 electrons. Px 2 electrons, Py 2 electrons, Pz 2 electrons. That means in p subshell I can fill 6 electrons. Are you able to follow? Try to understand this. Very important. That means if I go with the second shell representation. Second shell, S subshell. This is the second shell. If this is the first one, if this is the second shell. S 2s. This is 2s. In 2s, how many electrons I can fill? 2. 1, 2. 2 electrons I can fill. 2. For 2s I can fill 2 electrons. 2p in px, as it is in a dumbbell shape, I can fill 1 electron here, 1 electron here. 2p consists of, px consists of 1 electron, 2py consists, 2 electrons, 2py also consists of 2 electrons. Z will be the in and out of the board, Z axis I am drawing here. 2pz also consists of 2 electrons. That means total number of electrons possessed by a p subshell. Total number of electrons possessed by a p subshell are 6. Total number of electrons possessed by a p orbital is 6, because every px contains 2, py contains 2, pz contains 2. That is p subshell can possess 6 electrons. Okay. Now let's see whether this total number of electrons are how many for a shell. That also we have to keep in mind. For example, L shell. Number of electrons in a L shell, that is 2n square formula. 2 into n square. N square is how much? 2. 2 into 2 square, that is 4. 2 into 4, that is 8 electrons can be accommodated. 8 electrons can be accommodated in the L shell. Whether it is getting satisfied? Yes, as it contains 2 subshells. In first S subshell I can fill 2 electrons. In P subshell I can fill 6 electrons. That is 2 plus 6 electrons. That is 8 electrons here, which is handled by L shell. Are you able to follow? That is, as per the Bohr, as we are keeping 8 electrons in the Bohr atomic structure. That means K shell. This is K shell and this is L shell. L shell contains 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons in a shell. Direct representation as per the Bohr. Here it is represented according to the Schrödinger model. Schrödinger model, in second shell S subshell, we can fill 2 electrons. In second shell P subshell we can fill 6 electrons, where 6 electrons are distributed among Px orientation 2, Py orientation 2, Pz orientation 2. So P subshell contains can possess 6 electrons. Among that, it is being distributed to every orientation 2. That is, every orientation can possess 2 electrons. There are 3 orientations, Px, Py and Pz. So P consists of 3 orientations into 2, 6 electrons the P subshell can possess. That means the maximum number of electrons can be filled in a orientation are 2, in a P subshell. In a P subshells are 6. Are you able to follow? Okay. Now in S, that means as we have discussed, S can possess, as there is only one orientation, 2 electrons we can fill. P, how many orientations are there? 3 orientations. P contains 3 orientations. How many electrons we can fill? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons we can fill. That is, P subshell can handle 6 electrons. Keep in mind. Okay. S can handle only 2 electrons. P subshell can handle 6 electrons. Okay. Each 2 plus 2 plus 2. 6 electrons can handle. Now D. If I go with the D subshell is oriented in how many ways? Minus 2 to plus 2. That is 5 ways. 5 ways it is getting oriented. So how many electrons we can fill? 10. That's it. Okay. D subshell can possess. D subshell can handle maximum 10 electrons. More than 10 D subshell cannot handle because it contains only 5 ways of organization. In 5 ways only that can be organized. So it is 2 in dx, 2 electrons in dxy, 2 electrons in dyz, 2 electrons in dxz, 2 electrons in dx square minus y square, 2 electrons in dz square. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As it is oriented in 5 ways, the d orbital can handle, d subshell can handle 10 electrons, maximum 10 electrons. Okay. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Contains 10 electrons. So here also, S only one orientation, 2 electrons. P 3 orientations, 6 electrons. This total 2 electrons, this total 6 electrons, this total 10 electrons. Here how many ways the F is getting oriented? Minus 3 to plus 3, 7. Minus 3 to plus 3, 7. And each orientation contains of 2 electrons. So 7 into 2, 14 electrons can be handled. Okay, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 electrons can be handled. That is F can handle 14 electrons. Okay, that is as it is oriented in 7 ways, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. 14 electrons can be handled by the F electron. F subshell. Okay, because it is oriented in 7 ways. Because it is oriented in 7 ways. Now let's see whether it is being fulfilled. N shell is fulfilling whether the number of electrons which are present with the formula of 2n square. Let's see with the N shell. Let's see with the N shell. N shell, number of electrons in the N shell is equal to 2n square. That is equal to 2 into N value how much for N shell? 4. 2 into 4 square. That is 2 into 4 square is equal to 16. That is 2 into 16 is equal to 32 electrons should be accommodated. Okay, 32 electrons should be accommodated in N shell. That is S subshell. In S subshell we can have 2 electrons plus in P subshell we can have 6 electrons plus in D subshell we can have how many electrons we can have in D subshell? 10, because it is getting oriented in 5 ways. 10 electrons it can have maximum. 10 electrons plus in F subshell it has 14 electrons because it is oriented in 7 ways. 14 electrons. 2 plus, that is 2 plus 6, 8, 8 plus 10, 18, 18 plus 14, that is equal to 32. 32 electrons can be filled. Okay, this is some extra information that you have to keep in mind. That is the number of electrons which are accommodating the number of electrons which are present in one orientation or maximum 2. One orientation I am talking. Okay. S orientation, that is spherical orientation, contains 2 electrons. Px orientation contains 2 electrons. Py orientation contains, that is orientation can be called as orbit. Okay. Orientation we can call as orbit. That is S orbit, 2 electrons. Px orbit, orbital, that we call as orbital. Okay. Orientation can be considered as orbital. It is S orbital contains 2 electrons. Px orbital contains 2 electrons. Py orbital contains 2 electrons. Pz orbital contains 2 electrons. All these, that is P subshell can handle maximum 6 electrons. Okay. This is what some extra information about the electrons which is being filled and about the spin quantum number. Now let's see how, in which method or what is the notation or what is the method of representing the process of filling the electrons in these shells and subshells. We will see with an examples and some extra information. That is the filling of electrons or the representation of filling of electrons is done by NLX method. NLX method. Okay. Next is NLX method. What this means? Very important topic. Try to understand this. Yesterday's session, day before last session, and this session are very much useful for you to understand next coming up topics. Next lesson, the classification of elements, the periodic table. Next lesson, the chemical bonding, and the 12th lesson, carbon compounds. Not only this, in your higher studies, intermediate or in higher studies, if you are associated with chemistry, the total discussion is based on these concepts only. Okay. Now, what is NLX method? See, this representing while writing or while filling the electrons or the filling of the electrons in an atom is done by the electron configuration, that we have the electron configuration. That electron configuration is represented by the method of NLX. What does it mean? What does it mean? That means, for an example, what does it mean is where this n gives the information about principal quantum number. Principal quantum number gives the information about shell. N gives the information about principal quantum number. N gives the information about principal quantum number. That gives information about shell. Where L is the angular momentum quantum number, which gives the information about subshell. Which gives the information of subshell. This X gives the information about number of electrons. Number of electrons. For example, if I take one notation, if I write, suppose in NLX method, if I write one notation, it is 3p4. If I write, for example, okay, what does it mean? In third shell, in p subshell, I have how many electrons? 4 electrons, like that. Okay, that means in third shell, 3 is third shell. P, L value is giving the P, which subshell is. That is in P subshell. How many electrons are there? 4 electrons. Okay, can I write 3p7? Imagine and tell the answer. Is it possible to write 3p7? No, because in 3p, I can fill only 6 electrons. 3p1 is possible, 1 electron I can fill. Maximum I can fill 6 electrons. More than that we cannot write. Okay, because P contains 3 orientations and we can have maximum 6 electrons. Okay, that is 3p1 I can write, 3p2, 3p4, 3p3, 3p4, 3p5, 3p6 I can write, but 3p7 I can't write because this P has the ability of accommodating only 6 electrons. 3p7 is not possible to write. Have you understood? That is representation of, while writing the electron configuration, representing the method of filling the electrons in the respective shells and subshells and the number of electrons which are present in the respective subshells is done by the NLX method. This is called as NLX method, where N gives information about shell and it is the principal quantum number, L is angular momentum quantum number which gives information about subshell, and X gives the information about number of electrons which is possessed by which are accommodated in the respective shell, respective subshell. Okay, for example, here if I take for D shell, can I write 2d7? Let's see. Okay, 2d7, is it possible? Check. Why 2d is not possible? Because 2 does not have d, only it has 2 electrons, S and P. Don't take into concern D can have 10 electrons. Of course D has 7, but 2 in second shell we don't have D. Okay, 2d is not possible because second shell contains only 2 shells, 2p, 2s and 2p, that's it. Where in third shell we have 3s, 3p and 3d. Okay, are you able to follow? Let's write in a reference just so that you can understand even more better. This is a very important session. Listen here. So this reference is 1s, this reference is 2s, this reference is 2p, this is 3s, 3p, 3d, where this is 4s, this is 4p, this one is 4d, and this is 4f. Listen here, 2d does not have, where I can't write 3f. 3f12. 3f12 also is not possible. Even though it is in the form of NLX, NLX, where f is possessing 14 and we are representing 12, even though it is practically representing is right theoretically, but practically we don't have f orbital in this M shell, third shell. Right? Have you understood this? Let's go with this is an. Now we'll see some examples just to understand somewhat better information. Of course, for electron configuration, we will have a next session that will have a clear explanation about that. Just to have a quick reference to that and a small understanding of our NLX method. I am taking that electron configuration, how to write and all. Let's see. This is a very important session. Listen carefully. Suppose carbon atomic number is 6. Carbon's atomic number is 6. That is, you have to. That is, we notice that carbon contains 6 electrons in its atom. Carbon's atomic number is 6. That means carbon possesses 6 electrons. 6 electrons in its atom. How they get oriented? How they get oriented is our criteria. That is how they get distributed. Sorry, how they get distributed in the shape of the atom. That's what we are going to learn now. So carbon atom same in the shape of a sphere. Positive charge is located at the center. Okay. Now what we have? K shell. In K shell we have one subshell S. In one subshell is oriented in one way, Ml is equal to 0, that is in the spherical shape. It can accommodate two electrons. Okay, that means this is the K shell region. Assuming this is the K shell region, for example, K shell region. This is the K shell region. How many electrons I have? 2 electrons. How to refer this? First shell, NLX method now. First shell, NLX method N is the first shell. Which subshell? S subshell. That is 1s. 1s first shell. S subshell can have how many electrons? 2. That is 1s2. 1s contain how many electrons? 2 electrons it contains. So distribution is 1s2. First shell. S subshell contains one orientation which can fill only 2 electrons. One has 2 electrons. Now from the 6, if 2 electrons go, how many electrons will be? 2 electrons are already accommodated in first shell, S subshell, 2 electrons are accommodated. After 2 electrons are accommodated in first shell, remaining how many? 4. There will be 4 electrons. Now second shell. In second shell, I have S subshell. In second shell, I have S subshell. I have one orientation, Ml is equal to 0, which is S. That is in the shape of a sphere. Again, one more sphere upon a sphere I will draw. This sphere upon a sphere is what? 2s. This is 2s. 2s. This is 2s. 2 can fill how many electrons here? 2 can have how many electrons? 2, because S orbital, S orientation can have 2 electrons only. Okay, S orientation, S orbital have 2 electrons. So in 2s, I can fill 2 electrons. In 2s, I can fill 2 electrons. 2 electrons will 2 electrons. 4 electrons gone. This second shell contains one more subshell. The second shell contains one more subshell P. The second shell contains one more subshell P. That means this P, one more region subshell P, in subshell P, 2 plus 2, 4 gone. The remaining 2 electrons will be filled in 2p2. 1s, I will fill 2 electrons. 2s, I have filled 2 electrons. Remaining out of 6 electrons, 2 plus 2 electrons are gone. Remaining 2 will be accommodated in 2p. This 2p, where they get accommodated? Px1 and py1, they will. 2p 6 we can fill. 2p, in this 2p has the ability of filling 6 electrons, but where we have only 2 electrons left, 2 to 4 gone, left is 6. Left is 2 from 6. So the remaining 2 electrons will be filled in 2p, where that will be filled, 1 electron filled in x, px, and 1 electron will be filled in py. Okay, that is 1s 2 electrons, 2s 2 electrons, 2p also have 2 electrons, where 1 electron will be in px, 1 electron will be in py. Okay. See, S subshell contains 2 electrons, 1s subshell contains 2 electrons, 2s 2 electrons. Here next 2 electrons will be set in this 2px. That is 2px. I am writing out of actually smaller letter. 2px possesses 1 electron. This 2py contains 1 electron. That means first subshell S subshell filled. Second shell S subshell is filled. Next coming up is second shell, second subshell. Initially, of course, we have a rule, Pauli exclusive principle. What is that? I'll tell you. In this sequence, in this example, first shell S subshell is filled with 2 electrons. Second shell, second subshell is filled with 2 electrons. After filling up these 2 electrons, there are 4 electrons already filled. Carbon has 6 electrons. Remaining 2 electrons are filled. Remaining 2 electrons will be filled in P subshell. Okay, where they are oriented in x, px 1 electron and py 1 electron. For example, are you able to, while reading, don't read as 1s square. Read as 1s2. Okay, 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. For example, one more if I take small one. Suppose if I have oxygen 8. Oxygen 8. If I have oxygen 8, that is 1s. 1s I can fill 2 electrons, 1s2. After this 2s I can fill 2 electrons, 2s2. 2s I can fill 2 electrons. Remaining part 2p. Okay, 2p, p has the ability of filling 6 electrons, but I can't write 2p6. If I write 2p6, 2 plus 2 plus 6, that will become 10, but we have only 8 electrons. 2 plus 2, 4 gone. P has the ability of filling 6 electrons, but we have only left with 4, so 2p4. This is the configuration. That means the configuration of electron configuration of oxygen is 1s2, 1s2, 2s2, 2p. In this p has the ability of taking 6, but we have left with only 4. 2 plus 2, 4 gone. From 8 minus 4, that is 4. That 4 is accommodated by here. That is if we go with that orientation concept, that is px and py and pz, 1, 2, 3 electrons and one more electron will be in x. Why to write single and then afterwards to pair, that we have Hund's rule that we will discuss in the next session. That means 1s contains 2 electrons, 2s contains 2 electrons, 2px contains 2 electrons, 2px contains 2 electrons, py contains 1 electron, pz contains 1 electron. That is 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2, 8 electrons. That means how to read this? 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. Okay? That means 4 electrons. Like this, the electrons are filled in the respective shells and subshells based on its capacity. That capacity will be oriented based on that orientations, or is been taken based on its orientation. I hope you understood this spin quantum and all. The next session will be about Pauli exclusive principle and Hund's rule and Haber rule, and how to write the electron configuration and Euler chart. This all information will be, which is going to end our chapter, that we will see in the next session. I hope you understood this session. Have a nice day. Thank you. Now if we take one more example, that is magnesium. Magnesium, the atomic number is 12. How to write? That is 1s. 1s I can fill 2 electrons. 1s 2 electrons. 2s 2 electrons. 2p I can fill how many electrons? 6 electrons. 2p 6. 1s2, 2s2. 1s I can fill 2 electrons. 2s I have filled 2 electrons. 2p is can be filled 6 electrons. Up to here 10 electrons finished. Remaining how many electrons? 12 minus 10. 2 electrons are there. Where to be filled? That is in 3s. 3s2. In 3s 2 electrons will be filled. Of course, whether we are following the sequence, when will we follow the sequence, that is after 3s 3p will come 3d, 4s 4p, it's not like so. We have some rule. What is that rule? I will tell you. But up to here is the same method we are going to follow. 2p also, 3p also we can take. If the electron configuration, if the atomic number is more, we can take 3p also. But 3d onwards we have some rule that we have to follow, that we are going to learn in the next session.